I'm Macy Eglund. Only in Newsday, we continue to look at the infrastructure problems plaguing Nassau University Medical Center. Our Joy Brown has an exclusive look at how the hospital is being held together.
This past year, we had to shut down the ORs for 2 days because it got warm too early in April. And once the temperatures reach above 75 degrees in the ORs, you need to go on diversion. So we had to send those patients elsewhere.
That's Tom Stokes, president and CEO of Nassau University Medical Center, talking about the problems caused by the facility's 70-year-old heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system. It's housed in a separate building on the hospital's 50-acre campus, but only 2 of the 4 boilers are actually working, and one of those has been out of commission for 3 decades.
My concern is these go down in the middle of winter, for instance, and we're in deep trouble as a hospital.
Meanwhile, in the cooling section of the building, Stokes showed us a duct tape-wrapped pipe. The tape helps keep the asbestos casing in place. The HVAC building was one of the stops NewsdayTV made during an exclusive tour of the campus.
There was no capital budget to do this preventative maintenance and replacement of issues like this, where you could have a catastrophic failure.
In a storage area in another building, workers banned portions of corroding copper pipe in an effort to stop leaks. It doesn't always work, and sometimes buckets and garbage cans are used to catch the water. And then there are the abandoned buildings that dot the campus.
You see the black mold and everything just kind of like fell from the ceiling. Look at the ceiling. It's a mess.
Newsday has reported that the medical center is more than $1 billion in debt, and it's considered one of the most financially vulnerable hospitals in the state. Despite those challenges, Stokes credits dedicated staffers with keeping the place going.
These pockets of strength that exist and these wonderful employees that are doing everything they possibly can to keep this place together and keep it operating in the best condition they possibly can for our patients.
Joy Brown for Newsday TV.
You can watch both parts of Joy's special report on NUMC and read more about the facility's future on our website, newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Southold has approved an ICE response plan. The town board voted unanimously to adopt it. It calls for dispatching officers to the scene of future ICE activity and verifying operations. As part of the policy, police will also continue to hold de-escalation training. Only in Newsday, Hofstra professors could walk off the job right as the fall semester is about to begin. University faculty is preparing to strike amid ongoing contract negotiations over salaries and benefits. Their latest 5-year agreement expires Monday, which is the first day of class. Hofstra is creating contingency plans in case of a strike. Huntington supervisor urging the town board to pierce the tax cap. Ed Smith says failure to do so, quote, equals fiscal suicide. And he blames inflation for making operating costs more expensive. Smith is looking for a 7.8% increase to the budget, which would mean homeowners paying about $25 more a month in their property tax bill. A public budget workshop is being held today at Town Hall. The owners of a battery plant in East Hampton are getting more time to respond to the town's demands. They now have until September 30th to submit a final emergency action and waste management plan. As we've reported, the plant has been linked to a toxic plume that may have contaminated drinking water following a 2023 fire. The island's first pancreas transplant patient giving thanks to the doctors who saved his life. Carlisle Prudhomme of Queens came back to North Shore University Hospital yesterday, where he received a new kidney and pancreas 3 months ago. Now he no longer needs dialysis and daily insulin injections that he relied on for decades.
I got energy. A lot of things are different now, and I hope it stays that way.
Prudhomme has lived with type 1 diabetes since he was 22 and spent 4 years on dialysis. Let's talk about your forecast on this Wednesday with meteorologist Jeff Banson. And we've got one more day, it sounds like, before some changes.
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow's not going to be a bad day. Don't get me wrong. There will be a chance of something later in the day. But I think all in all, this is turning out to be one of the nicer weeks of the summer as a whole. And of course, it coincides with our last week of August. Ooh, saying that out loud, Macy, I don't know. We are flying through the rest of the summer here. Let's take a look outside Watermill this morning. The traffic is a building, as it tends to do this time of morning. We'll take a look at your commute forecast, and it's a good one. Sunshine across the board on both ends of the spectrum. 64 degrees this morning, so it's cool and crisp out there. Again, a couple of spots out towards the Hamptons, especially in the Pine Barrens, have dropped into the 50s the last couple of mornings, and so you may have needed to flick on that heat for a brief moment, but then you flick on the AC in the afternoon, temperatures pushing 80 again. The air has been exceptionally dry with dew points ranging through the 50s. They are getting to around 60. They tend to be a little bit higher in the morning anyway. That's why you get the dew on the ground, but it's still medium low side of the spectrum as we start to rise up into tomorrow, Thursday, 66 degrees is your dew point. So that it's indicative of more humid air. And again, we're going to have some moisture on the way to talk to you about. But then you can see things going back down as we head towards the weekend. High pressure's in control in the northeast right now. Here's our cold front. Not the strongest cold front we've ever seen, but it's going to bring that warm, humid air out up ahead of it as it approaches us. So high pressure will slowly recede tomorrow. It's a mostly to partly cloudy day. Nothing going on through the bulk of the daylight hours there, but as we approach tomorrow evening, storms are going to start firing up to the west of us. And there could be some strong storms here. I do not think they reach Long Island, though. Maybe we get a quick thunderstorm before the sun sets, and then we'll clear it back out for Friday. So here you can see the Storm Prediction Center is putting that outlook much further west of Long Island. They've completely kept Long Island out of the threat of any very strong thunderstorms. Then their weekend forecast, again, we're clearing out on Friday just in time for the weekend. Both days are going to feature a mix of sun and clouds with temperatures around 80 and relatively low humidity again. So it's looking fantastic to round out August. Beach and boat forecast, no advisories today, but we do have a moderate risk of rip currents and waves about 2 to 4 on the ocean, 1 to 2 in the Sound. Great day overall. Temperatures right shy of 80 degrees. Late storm tomorrow, maybe a very, very early storm Friday morning, and then smooth sailing as we head into September. Actually quite warm as we head into September.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Sun Nation Energy, helping Long Islanders save on their energy bills for over 20 years.
Newsday investigates. A Long Island school district spent nearly $1 million trying to fire a teacher after allegations of inappropriate conduct with a student. Robert Fessler, a theater teacher in the Manhasset district, retired in June. It came after more than 3 years of the district trying to get him fired. And Newsday's associate editor for investigations, Paul LaRocco, explains the process the district went through.
The district had alleged that in the course of trying to, during rehearsals on a play, that the teacher had grabbed another student by the waist and mimicked a kissing motion on the student's arm. Our investigative reporter Jim Bomback has been covering this story for several years. It was a long, winding process where Jim was able to find out through records that their attempt to fire him through the state disciplinary system that's in place for disciplining teachers, is very cumbersome. It involves an arbitrator, and the arbitrator initially decided that the teacher, the conduct did not rise to termination, and basically recommended a fine and training. The district took the unusual step of appealing that to State Supreme Court in Nassau County. This is strictly a disciplinary case. There's no evidence that we have that suggested that it was, criminal charges were, ever publicly contemplated against the teacher.
You can read more about how much this process cost the district and taxpayers on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Only a Newsday, it's not just a game, it's an obsession. Elisa DiStefano takes us inside back-to-school fashion at the popular brand Baseball Lifestyle 101.
My favorite thing about Baseball Lifestyle 101 is I like the comfort, the design, and the colors and the things that they do to it.
It's a brand based on the belief that baseball is more than a game. It's a lifestyle.
This is our cotton candy ice cream short. This is the thing that we're most known for. This is the one that got us started, got it all.
So this is the OG right here.
It's the OG. When we first got started, there was no way to express your love of the game. So we tried to take, baseball, streetwear, apparel, style, life, and bring it into the clothing that we wear. Now we're one of the biggest and fastest growing companies in the country. We did $1 million in 2018, and then last year we did over $100 million.
The booming brand was born here on Long Island, co-founded by lifelong Huntington resident Bill Rahm. They now have 13 locations around the country, including this one at Roosevelt Field Mall, and a signature standout style with a lot of local love.
This is our surf collection, so inspired a little bit more by Long Island. A kid is living a baseball lifestyle, but that includes going to the beach.
Baseball lifestyle, the Long Island lifestyle.
For us, what we've been trying to do is really overbuild our hoodies. So we wanted to feel like, hey, softness of cotton candy. This is just a brand new color that came out 2 days ago.
All like the cool colors and like the symbols and everything's really cool here.
So Cooper, you're 10 years old? Yeah. All right, I have a 10-year-old, so can you show me what's cool for school? Mets or Yanks?
Yankees.
Yankees, all right. You can shop a collection, mix and match, and add accessories. So basically you're telling me like everything in the store is cool?
Yeah.
So I can't go wrong here?
Yeah.
And don't forget a back-to-school backpack.
So in baseball, you would have your bat bag. You could put your glove on here. You could put your batting gloves here. For us, we have patches, lunch boxes that actually fit in, make it a whole system. Over here, you could put a baseball bat. We've seen some of the young kids, but really it's for bigger water bottles. We're a baseball company. Try to bleed it into the design, something that's familiar for a baseball player, but built for back to school. There's not a lot of clothing companies here at the mall, anywhere else across the country, whose main focus is how do we make fun things specifically for the tween and build out from there.
So are we thinking first day of school?
Well, yeah, we're in this first day of school and I'm excited for it.
Love it. You can read more about this fast-growing brand and its Long Island roots on our website, newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. You can see more on all of the stories you've seen today on newsday.com and watch us streaming anytime on Local Now, YouTube, and the other streaming services you see there. I'm Macy Eglund, here with meteorologist Jeff Banson. We've got more local news. Jeff has your forecast coming up on Newsday TV, covering Long Island like no one else can.
Join Carissa for a visit to Point Lookout for a day of food, fishing, and fun.
Off we go!
Let's go with Carissa Kelman at newsday.com/lookout. Newsday, covering Long Island like no one else can. No one covers the East End like Doug Geed on Newsday TV.
A lot of Long Islanders say they prefer fall over summer, but they still want to enjoy the outdoors.
Explore the hidden and not so hidden gems of the North and South Fork.
This sprawling property on the North Fork has certainly changed over the centuries, but it's been farmed by the same family all those years.
On Out East with Doug Geed at newsday.com/Out East. Take an inside look at Long Island businesses as Newsday presents LI Works. Join Ken Buffa as he samples unique jobs and meets the people behind them. LI Works, now available at newsday.com/LI Works. You'll always find something exciting with Carissa Kelman on Newsday TV. From vacations and destinations to hidden places and insider spaces. Let's go with Carissa Kelman, now available at newsday.com/Carissa.
Long Island is fortunate to have some great schools.
The future of Long Island is in the classroom.
It makes a difference when people see their faces and experiences in the pages of our newspaper.
You want to know, how's it going at my old high school?
Parents and students alike are making big decisions about where to go to school, how much student debt to take on. And here at Newsday, we help people make those decisions about their lives.
Newsday, covering Long Island like no one else can.
Albany is a beehive of activity. Protests outside, rallies on one side of the Capitol.
And there's a lot of screaming up on the national part, but the things that impact us happen locally.
Readers can expect in-depth explainers that really dive into the issues that directly affect Long Islanders.
No other television station, no other newspaper is going to focus on the issues that affect Long Islanders as Newsday.
If you don't have anybody keeping an eye out for that, you got a problem.
Newsday, covering Long Island like no one else can.